Everyone thinks the Fenix 7 Pro is just a Fenix 7 with a flashlight slapped on. But here's the thing, it quietly fixes the two issues that actually ruin most premium multisport watches. Sketchy heart rate under load and battery anxiety with multi-band GPS. During 6 weeks of testing across trail runs, interval sessions, pool and open water swims, and a 2-day backpacking trip, I kept waiting for the gotcha. Instead, I found something different. A watch that trades flashy AMOLED for dependable visibility, maps that actually help when you are lost, and battery life that lets you stop calculating every percent. And yes, that flashlight matters more than you think. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already leaning Fenix 7 Pro and want the best current price, I have the link below. But stick around, because what surprised me most isn't what Garmin puts on the product page. Look, here's the deal. I needed a watch for a spring-summer training block. Back-to-back long runs, weekday threshold intervals, and a 50K trail race with heavy tree cover and sketchy cell service. I've been burned before. My trusty older Fenix 6 struggled under dense canopy. The Apple Watch Ultra crushed day-to-day smarts but couldn't make a full weekend of GPS-heavy tracking without a charger. And while the Epix Pro's AMOLED is gorgeous indoors, I worried about battery on backcountry days. I went into the Fenix 7 Pro skeptical, hoping for better GPS and HR, but ready to return it if it felt like a minor refresh with a premium price tag. First test. Multiband GPS and elevation on a 21-mile mountain loop with 4,300 feet of gain, heavy pines, and switchbacks. I ran SatIQ mode, which auto-chooses the best satellite configuration. The track stayed glued to the trail on tight zigzags where my old watch used to cut corners. Total distance came in within 0.2 miles of a calibrated route file. Elevation gain matched a barometric reference within 1.5%. On screen, you're seeing the breadcrumb versus GPX overlay. It's tidy. But then, I switched to full multiband locked on for a dense canyon stretch, and accuracy stayed razor sharp with a predictable hit to battery. Second test, wrist HR versus Polar H10 chest strap for 4x 6-minute threshold with 2-minute recoveries. The Elevate V5 sensor on the 7 Pro tracked averages within 1-2 BPM on steady efforts. During surges, there was about a 2-3 second lag before it snapped to the new zone, which is good for optical. But then, on cold morning starts, I saw occasional early spikes for the first minute until I warmed up. That's still a limitation of optical sensors, but it stabilized quickly. Third, battery over a mixed weekend. Day 1, 3 hours trail run on SatIQ, music offline via Bluetooth, backlight set to low. Day 2, 2.5-hour ride plus a 45-minute open water swim. I started at 100%, ended at 63%. With multiband locked on and music, I saw about 7-8% per hour drop. With SatIQ and no music, closer to 4-5%. Under midday sun, the solar ring added a trickle, about 3-4% reclaimed over a long, bright ride according to the solar widget. It's not magic, but it does extend you enough to matter on long days. Fourth, maps, navigation, and that flashlight. Preloaded topo maps with relief shading are actually readable on the MIP display in full sun. Route guidance with turn prompts kept me off a wrong spur during a foggy ridge section. Pan and zoom are not as snappy as Epix, but completely usable. The flashlight, I laughed at it until I needed it. Pre-dawn trailhead packing, digging through a dark bag, quick campsite checks, or being seen on a road shoulder at dusk, it's genuinely useful. At night you can set strobe or red for preserving night vision. Small feature, big real-world value. Swim test, pool laps were counted correctly for me, including kick sets with the right pool length configured. Wrist HR in the pool is still so-so during hard sets. That's normal, but open water GPS tracks were clean, with minimal zigzag when my strokes smoothed out. Runners and triathletes will appreciate the training readiness score now living on wrist, plus hill score and endurance score for longer blocks. Just remember, if you have a bad sleep or a heavy day, the readiness score can feel harsher than your motivation. Use it as a guide, not gospel. Here's where it gets interesting. The biggest surprise wasn't the battery or the maps. It was how the MIP display and flashlight combo beat AMOLED in actual outdoor use. In blazing sun, the Fenix 7 Pro is pure glance and go. No glare gymnastics, no brightness auto hunting. And SatIQ finally solved the pick your poison GPS dilemma: accuracy when you need it, efficiency when you don't. After 40 plus hours of workouts and a couple of multi-hour navigation sessions, I realized I wasn't thinking about charging anymore. Compared to Epix Pro, you trade poppy visuals for long-haul utility. Compared to Apple Watch Ultra, you lose the smartwatch magic but gain real offline maps, weeks-long standby, and superior multi-day tracking. COROS Vertex 2 still wins on raw battery, but Garmin's training metrics, navigation UX, and third-party integrations feel more complete. Too good to be true? Not exactly. The compromises are clear. Indoors, MIP is less exciting than AMOLED. Map panning is a bit slower than on the Epix. It's a chunky watch, especially the larger size, and pricing remains premium. But with the 7 Pro, more sizes get the flashlight, the heart rate is trustworthy enough to ditch the chest strap for most runs, and SatIQ makes multiband a set-and-forget feature instead of a battery penalty you manually babysit. Now that you know the real win is dependable accuracy and battery you can stop thinking about, you'll want to grab it before seasonal price bumps or low inventory hit ahead of race season. Check the link in the description for the best current price and any bundle deals on bands or maps. Bottom line, the Garmin Fenix 7 Pro is the outdoor athlete's workhorse. If you trail run, hike, bike, or go multi-day and value visibility, mapping, and battery over screen flash, this is the pick. If you mostly train indoors or want a vibrant, smartwatch-like experience, the Epix Pro or Apple Watch Ultra will make you happier. Already on a Fenix 7 Non-Pro, only upgrade if you want the flashlight, the improved HR, and longer multi-band life. For everyone else who measures their weeks in miles, not charge cycles, the Fenix 7 Pro is the rare upgrade that actually makes your training simpler. Set it, trust it, go.